All right, we got that Friday feeling. We're finally to the last Friday of the month and the last Saturday of the month. It's been a while. Today we're talking about the bird is freed, new service things for EVs, and get your Netflix popcorn at Walmart.
People really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare when they see me.
Walmart stole this idea from me, by the way. I'm calling it. Actually,
I'm sure they did.
They stole it from my wife. Calling it. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Why Walmart has been creeping on my wife on how they do retail.
Unbelievable. Just so you know, I spent a lot of time with Kyle, and if I had a nickel for every time he said they stole that idea from me, I'd easily have $1.
Easily $1.
I'd easily have $1.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, we actually have a really great
okay.
thing today. I think it's a monumental thing. We have a new segue button just for the holiday season.
Whoa.
Actually, I won't call it the holiday season. I'll say just for Halloween weekend. It's not really the holiday season yet, but that kicks off the holiday season.
To use it. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, you can't overuse the special thing because that's what happens at Christmas.
You get a max of 4 of the special thing. That's it.
Right? We're in the season where as soon as as Halloween hits on Tuesday, which is the first, Google search trends for all I want for Christmas are going to go through the roof.
Oh, no.
It's coming, man.
There's going to be so much Christmas music. So much in November. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. And then December. Hey, we did put a post out last week that something's coming to Nashville on December 20th. I think next week's probably are we gonna announce next week what it actually is?
I think we'll tell the people. I think
let me just say that some of the people that are going to be part of the programming, we've made a lot of requests over the last couple of days, and there's got a lot of people are coming in live to be in Nashville with us. Oh. And so it's going to be a whole lot.
The programming, Paul. What is the programming for?
Programming for a program. Programming for a program. I know it's been an awesome week. We got a lot of stuff coming out. We got a new podcast about to drop called In the Dirt with ASOTU. And once you get podcast art, it's official. I'm telling you what,
I love all of the podcasting, all the live streaming that we do. Love it, right? The conversations, I think right now, as we get this podcast rolling, we're up to in the mid-20s as far as number of conversations that we've had. These are some of the most dynamic, intentional conversations that I think we've had on podcasts because they're all in person. The vast majority are with dealers, boots on ground, doing the things. And that's why we're calling it In the Dirt, because it's when we're in the dirt, they're in the dirt, and we're talking together. It's a thing. It's so good.
We're all building stuff, making stuff. Speaking should I use the segue button first? I think we need to use it first.
Do it.
Speaking of building stuff.
That's a good segue.
There it is.
Kyle riding a bale of hay across the screen. I love this.
Play it again.
Well,
everybody missed it.
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3.
That's a good segue.
Oh no. They got us. That was good. Okay. Here we go. Keep going.
Well, you probably heard this before. We talked about it a little yesterday, but the Twitter takeover is complete. I'm sure we're going to be hearing about it for a while. Immediately upon the closing of the deal, Elon Musk assumed the role of CEO and fired outgoing CEO, CFO Ned Siegel, and their top legal and policy executive, Sean Edgett, their general counsel. He fired a lot of people. Fired a lot of people.
Yeah. The severance upward of $200 million.
Yeah, no one's crying. No one went home in tears with a box of tissues yesterday. They went home and
they were all like,
the account.
Please send me. Please send me.
They're like, did that wire transfer go through? Right. That's what everybody did when they walked out of the building. They immediately logged in.
Like, in the bank account.
Yep, we're going on vacations.
Right. Yeah.
And some, a couple things that are coming up now, right? Now that we know the transition has happened, and it's going to be the new reality. Some argue that this is an interesting one for us in the auto industry, that there might be a conflict of interest in their auto advertising sector, right? I can totally see that. There's also some plans to reinstate former President Donald Trump's account, or removing like the permanent banned status. I don't know how many people they've permanently banned, but he also reiterated the fact that Twitter's not going to become a free-for-all. So I think trying to like say like this isn't like say anything, do anything world still. Right.
Yep.
And
it's so hard, man. You start.
I never want to be in that.
I never ever want to think about being in a position where you have to figure out who gets silenced and who
can
doesn't.
Say what?
Like,
no.
Some
way.
people will be like moral compass. That person could never be around, and then other, it's I'm not envying that role for sure.
No, and it'll be interesting to see what happens because, a lot of debate over social media is then some of the exceptions they have in policy, like are they liable for what people say on their platform? Are they allowed to say what they want? Are they curating the news? So I don't know. We'll see. But a big part of the business model and how it relates to automotive and automotive advertisers is the advertising drives a big part of the business. So, some advertisers saying like, well, if he reinstates former President Trump, then we're going to pull out of advertising, right? And all that like kind of maneuvering goes on, and he addressed advertisers directly yesterday. And I'm going to read what it said. And the message said, "Dear Twitter advertisers, I also very much believe that advertising, when done right, can delight, entertain, and inform you." I love this part. I just love what this does. Like if I just put my marketing hat on,
there's a little sentence here at the end that just gets me all fired up.
Good.
We
it's
spend
so
a whole
good.
show on it. Yeah,
we've been banging this drum. It can show you a service or product or medical treatment that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it's essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are spam. I'm going to read that again. Low relevancy ads are spam. Meaning when you do those display ads and the spray and praise, and let's just show a lot of people, actually it comes across as spam. Totally agree with that. Highly relevant ads are actually content.
Let's go.
That may be the best statement I've ever heard Elon Musk make.
Ever say. I'm like, man, this guy, okay, I can get on board with a little bit more at this point.
Man, fundamentally, Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world that strengthens your brand and grows your enterprise. To everyone who has partnered with us, I thank you. Let's build something extraordinary together.
So what you're telling me is that when you buy something, it's not just for the community or for the free speech or anything like that, that the monetization model is extremely important. And that when he looks at it from a subscription and advertising perspective, and that he knows that the best advertisers actually produce content, not fodder. So
he does know that.
Go.
Strangely enough, it did go. I can't remember which article. I read like 6 articles on this today. He said Twitter isn't it's not a money-making venture for him. But I guarantee you it's going to make money.
It will make money. He's not as much as like going to space or building,
because it's still not enough for profit, right? This thing needs to be a generator. Exactly. But approaching it with that mentality that like, hey, the best advertising is actually content. Oh, that made me so happy.
It made me so happy. I posted on LinkedIn yesterday that like the majority of the major ad platforms right now are seeing revenue declines on massive scale. Like the opportunity to pair attention, gain market share, and drive content through your advertising strategy right now is at an all-time high. It's similar and if not more important to like the early pandemic, when the people that had an always on strategy with a content forward brand first mentality gained a massive market share. That opportunity over the next like 6 months is extremely high.
Same thing, right? And going into the pandemic, that was the drum we were beating, right? You're like, look at all the other times it worked. It's going to work now. And now the data shows it did work now. And again, another one of those opportunities where it's like, at what point are you going to get on the bus? It keeps circling the block. Like, get on it this time, especially if you're an auto dealer. Disproportionate leverage when you start to take a quality content, quality organic, just let's make great content. And as a result, we'll happen to sell a lot of cars, get a lot of retention in our service department, hire a lot of amazing people that like working here. It's not just a singular focus.
Trickle down.
All the the bottom line is this: culture and commerce are intimately connected.
Absolutely.
Always. Speaking of culture and commerce.
That's a good segue.
I know. I want to keep that song rolling.
Yeah, has to roll.
The EV service game is going to be different, but certainly not a disaster,
So.
according to an expert panel hosted by Automotive News Fixed Ops Journal. This is actually as reported in Ward's Automotive. Give our friends over there some credit. Ride quality and maintenance need to become more important and frequent due to the heavier weight and acceleration capabilities of an EV. John Rock, retail innovation. Okay. EV customer experience manager for Cadillac said lube oil and filter were always the entry point for service. Now it's going to be tire rotations that are the entry point. I was like, oh, yeah, I can kind of see that. Tire rotations. It was always the bolt-on, right? Oh, and lube oil, filter, and tire rotations. Everyone's like, I don't need the tire rotations. But now at the rate these suckers are going to be chewing through tires,
just brutal. Yeah. I mean, you talk to any EV owner and they're like, these things eat up double the in like half the time of what the normal tires do. So tire rotations are all that more important so that you don't get uneven tire wear and all those types of things. And that's even going to be a consumer education piece, right?
Big time.
Because so many people don't even rotate their tires. So just saying like, hey, look, if you get this car and you're not rotating your tires, you're going to be spending hundreds of dollars more than you absolutely should be.
Yeah. And tire rotations, also, it's nice that they're not subject to increase in oil prices.
You know what's also interesting about
oil changes were $15.99? Remember that?
What's the margin? What's the percentage of margin on tire rotations, Paul?
Well, it's whatever the labor rate is. I mean, what's a typical
100% labor? It's all labor. Like, think about that. Do you know that the majority of oil changes actually lose money when they're sold? Now your entry point, instead of losing money, actually makes money in service. Think about that, how that changes the overall scope and scale of a fixed ops department. Like people aren't talking about that the entry point is a 100% labor entry point, and you have the opportunity to make money on the loss leader.
I can see them doing lifetime tire rotations,
right,
as a giveaway.
Have people back in the store.
Because alignments are going to be also super important.
Yep.
And again, like the education standpoint.
For some reason, actually, I was talking to Ben about this because he has a Tesla we were riding in a couple weeks ago when I was visiting him. Ben Hadley, who many of you know. I was like, why is every single EV curbed when it comes in for trade? Literally all four wheels curbed. And he was like, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, because a lot of them are lower to the ground. They have, the low profile tires, which a lot of those wheels stick out just a little bit. So you get like, there's just something natural in the car. But he said, actually, a lot of the early EV adopters, which will still be the early EV adopters over the next 3 to 4 years, especially, are not your driver's driver. They're not like real car people. They're technologists, people that wouldn't go buy like a driver's car first off. And so there's actually like a different driving profile for some of them.
That's an interesting.
So you think about like tire rotations, alignments, wheel repair, things that are like low cost on supplies, high cost on labor. Here you go.
Well, wheel repair isn't, but the other two, for sure. I assume that you have to be real savvy to be in that game anyway. Yeah. Like, the people that can capitalize on like cosmetic reconditioning just crush it.
Yes.
But there's not that many because it's not easy. But the ones that do it make a lot of money. As they go on in this panel, they talk about retention is likely to increase even if revenue per vehicle or visit declines, according to panelist Peter Kahn, Senior Director of Research and Insights for Dealership Management System, CDK Global. Some other comments, Melissa Best, Service Director. I like this, an actual service director for Pearson Hyundai. In, what is that? Midlothian? Virginia, it sounds like a fake name. Notes that the extended warranty terms on EV batteries. She says that extended warranty terms on EV batteries are significantly longer, which means people are coming back to the dealership, right? We know the dealership loses a lot to third parties. Other discussed opportunities include like, hey, let's get into home charging. Let's be good at that. Let's offer the service. Let's advise people well. Emergency road service as an added kind of like, let's lean into that. And so I like the fact that they're saying like, okay, everyone's saying the service is dead.
Find other other revenue streams. They are there. Guarantee it.
Service is different. Yep. I guess we could say that. Service is different. And there's also like the research shows that a very disproportionate amount of people, because this is new technology, they trust factory trained technicians over third-party trained technicians. And honestly, there's probably just like I can't. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm in Syracuse. Do you have any service centers that are like talking about EV service in Nashville?
I mean, some of the franchise stores are.
No, but I mean non-franchise stores.
Not non-franchise. No,
It's not
no.
enough.
Valvoline's not out here like EV service, right?
Get your EV service here, right? Right.
Not it.
Yeah, Valvoline definitely isn't. It's the name of an oil, right?
Firestone
They have a branding.
isn't. Yeah, none of that. Yeah.
They have a Valvoline has a branding thing they got to figure out because Valvoline is just the name of
Can
an
you
oil
imagine?
for so long.
Can you imagine? You're named after an oil product.
Their brand department
What are
is
you
just
gonna
like,
do?
let's outsource this one. We need a fresh perspective. So the rules are a little different, but the principles are the same. Relevant services, great communication, plus excellent delivery. Sounds like a sustainable business.
Yep.
Speaking of sustainable businesses, how to use it.
That's a good segue.
All right, Kyle, the idea stolen from your wife. What is it?
Well, here's why. So now in this new partnership, Walmart locations will be adding a Netflix hub in time for the holidays where customers can buy this like little merch thing that includes a concession kit, some bundled snacks, a little gift card to get your Netflix first month subscription on the whole new Netflix plan. So all of the like virtual stuff is coming to the retail environment with Walmart. Walmart keeps pairing up these like subscription services with some of their opportunities, like Walmart Plus with Paramount Plus. But here's why: because my wife, whenever she's like, I don't know what to get these people, over the last like 7 years, we're always like, movie box, right? So we go get the popcorn, we get 3 movies, a little Sour Patch Kids, you get a little basket, you get a little bucket, you hand them over to it, date night, you put a little like date night card in it, and they're like, this is the greatest thing ever, right? And so
That
now
is a
Walmart's
nice
gift. It's a great gift. Don't tell
It's a great
everyone our
way-
secret.
Well, the concessions kiss one now, it's going to seem cheaper, right? When you buy the box that's already prepackaged, you're like, it's okay. But the thoughtfulness is gone, kind of. So, I mean, like, I love this play because Walmart obviously competing with Amazon. Amazon has Prime. Netflix competing with Amazon. Amazon has Prime. Walmart, Netflix saying like, hey, let's actually bring the online streaming experience and the brands that Netflix has spent a lot of time, energy, and money to build very successfully, right? Stranger Things. There's going to be a sequel to Knives Out, which I got excited about. I was like, I know they're making a sequel to that. Squid Game, right? These are kind of like cult favorites, which it just naturally translates to retail swag. People that want to show that they're affiliated with it, that they care about it, find the other people. Walmart's like, we happen to have a lot of stores where people are going to shop for a lot of things. Let's do a little mashup. Walmart also added Paramount Plus to their Walmart Plus bundle. So this is one of those like back and forth kind of like little fights. It's not a fight. It's like it's a friendly competition.
Everybody's trying to figure out the online to offline and figure out how to provide value on both ends. And I think this is a great like tiptoe into how can that be successful, especially collaboration between brands.
Yeah. And Walmart just I don't know if it's just because I'm paying
the only thing
attention
Walmart
more.
has done poorly is make a digital retailing platform for OEM manufacturers. But other than that, they're doing great.
That's the only thing they've ever done for
Did
them.
I say that?
He did say it. He did say it. Hey, probably. I'm
Don't
sure they're
cut that
working
one
on it.
out. Don't cut that one out. Someone to get mad
I'm
at
sure
me.
they're working on it. So again, we're gonna just say again, culture and commerce are intimately tied. Listen, we have a 5th Saturday to go tomorrow. If you're not excited about a 5th Saturday in the month, and you're not in the car business, we hope you go out and crush it. Think about culture, think about commerce, and think about content. The best advertising is actually content.